I bought a 2021 model car in Phoenix for $42,000. Mark Williams, the sales consultant at Redline Heritage, seemed very reliable. He said the car never had an accident, single owner. Everything was normal for the first 2 months. Then the air conditioning broke down. When I took it to the mechanic, the technician was shocked. My name is Tyler Anderson. I'm 31 years old. I work as an electrical engineer in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been working on power systems at Southwest Electric Company for 7 years. This profession requires both technical knowledge and problem-solving skills. Analyzing electrical systems and finding faults is my daily job. I manage Phoenix's major electrical networks. I install and maintain solar energy systems. Living in Phoenix is great. Desert climate, constantly sunny weather, modern city structure. But the biggest disadvantage here is the limited public transportation. The city is very wide. Distances are long. Personal vehicle is a necessity. My old car that I'd been using for 7 years was getting old, constantly breaking down. Fuel consumption had increased. It was definitely time to buy a new car. The team I worked with at Southwest Electric had 8 people. Team leader Robert Martinez, system analyst Sarah Thompson, field technicians. All were experienced, reliable people. Because my car was constantly breaking down, I started being late to work. Robert had warned me, "Tyler, don't make a habit of being late to work. It's time to get a new car." Sarah also supported this idea. "Tyler, a successful engineer like you can't drive around with such an old car. Get yourself a nice car." In May 2023, I started seriously looking for a car. My budget was between $40,000 and $45,000. I had saved this amount with my 7-year savings, bonus money, stock returns. I was looking for a 2020 to 2021 model. Lightly used, reliable car. There are dozens of auto galleries in Phoenix. I started researching each one individually. First, I visited Phoenix Auto Mall, a large complex, 15 different galleries. However, prices were very high. They wanted $50,000 to $60,000. It exceeded my budget. Then I went to Camelback Motors. Sales consultant Jennifer Lee was very aggressive, constantly pressuring. "Don't miss this opportunity, Tyler. Another customer might buy it tomorrow." This approach made me uncomfortable. I also looked at a few cars at Desert Luxury Cars, but there was no price-quality balance. High price, medium quality. While researching online, I found Redline Heritage Auto Gallery. Their website was very professionally designed. Customer reviews were very positive. They had slogans like, "Phoenix's most reliable auto gallery." They had received 4.8 points on Google reviews, with over 200 positive comments. I read the reviews one by one. Mark Williams is a great consultant. I bought a reliable car. I haven't had any problems for 2 years with the car I bought from Redline Heritage. After-sales service is perfect. They always help. These reviews convinced me. I called and made an appointment. Redline Heritage's showroom was located in a large business center on Scottsdale Road in North Phoenix. The building housed 5 different automotive companies. Redline Heritage occupied the largest area. The exterior was very impressive. Luxury cars were displayed in glass windows. When I entered, the atmosphere was really professional. Marble floor, LED lighting, classical music. Over 30 cars were displayed in the showroom, each illuminated with spotlights. Cleanliness was perfect. Achievement certificates and customer satisfaction awards hung on the walls. A young secretary greeted me at reception. "Welcome to Redline Heritage. Do you have an appointment?" "Yes, Tyler Anderson. I was going to meet with Mark Williams." After waiting a few minutes, Mark Williams came. 38 years old, dark blue suit, white shirt, burgundy tie. Very elegantly dressed. Smiling, confident looking. His handshake was warm and strong. "Welcome, Mr. Anderson. I'm Mark Williams. How can I help you?" "Hello, Mark. I'm Tyler Anderson, electrical engineer. I'm looking for a reliable, mid-segment car." "Perfect, Tyler. I love working with engineers. They usually appreciate technical details. I can show you the best options in this regard. What's your budget? Around $42,000. I want a 2020 to 2021 model. Lightly used. Reliable car. Mark's eyes lit up. Tyler, we have cars perfect for you. I've been in this business for 12 years. I can show you perfect options. Mark started searching on his computer. Turn the screen toward me. Look, we have 8 cars with these criteria. Let's look at all of them one by one. Mark started taking me around the showroom. He gave detailed information for 10 to 15 minutes about each car. I'm very meticulous when choosing these cars, Tyler. I only take single owner, well-maintained, accident-free cars. Every car gets full inspection. We sell with warranty. The first car was very luxurious, but above my budget. The second car was too small, didn't meet my needs. When I saw the third car, my heart rate accelerated. 2021 model, metallic dark blue, mid-size sedan. Looked very stylish and sporty. Exterior appearance flawless. No scratches on paint. Rims spotless. Interior was also perfect. Leather seats, modern panel, technological equipment. This car is amazing, Mark. I really liked it. Tyler, this is one of my favorite cars too. Really a special car. The odometer showed 22,000 miles. Quite low for this age. Mark, what's this car's history? Mark spoke in a very serious and reliable tone. Tyler, this car never had an accident. Comes from a single owner. The owner is a 67-year-old retired doctor. Dr. William Peterson. He only used it for hospital home market trips. Doesn't smoke. No pets. Uses very cleanly. All maintenance done at official service. Why is he selling? Old age, Tyler. His eyesight weakened. Can't drive anymore. His son doesn't live in Phoenix either. The car would just sit there. This explanation was very logical and seemed reliable. Can I test drive the car? Of course, Tyler. Test drive is very important. You need to be comfortable with the car. Mark got the keys. We went out together. The car was really perfect. Engine ran very quietly. No vibration. No shaking. Gear shifts smooth as silk. Brakes very responsive. Steering sensitive. Air conditioning also worked perfectly. The car became ice cold in 2 minutes. I did a 15-minute test drive. City, highway, parking. The car was perfect in every situation. Tyler, how did you find it? Mark, I really liked it a lot. The driving feel is great. When we returned to the showroom, Mark revealed the price. Tyler, this car is $42,000. Perfect for your budget. The price was also perfect. I had researched similar cars online. They wanted $45,000 to $48,000. Are there documents about the car, Mark? Of course, Tyler. Transparency is our principle. CarMax report, maintenance records, insurance history, previous owner information. You'll have everything. Mark brought me a detailed file. The CarMax report said, clean title, no accident record, single owner, regular maintenance done, no flood damage. Everything looked perfect. Maintenance records were also there, done at official services. Oils and filters changed on time. Tyler, this car is really one of the rare finds. Very popular model. We can't wait too long. Another customer was also very interested yesterday. But since I called you first, I'm giving you priority. Time to decide had come. Car perfect, price appropriate, documents clean. But still a big purchase. I wanted to think. Mark, I want some time to think for such a big decision. Of course, Tyler, I understand. But I must tell you, cars like this sell very quickly in Phoenix. I can give you 24 hours. I'll wait until 10 tomorrow morning. That evening when I got home, I examined the car's photos again. I called Sarah Thompson. Got her opinion too. Tyler, if the documents are clean and the test drive is good, there's no reason not to buy it. I researched Redline Heritage. They have good reviews. Robert Martinez also thought positively. Tyler, finding this quality car for $42,000 is hard. Don't miss it. The next morning, I had made my decision. I called Mark. Mark, I'm buying the car. Great decision, Tyler. Can you come right away? Let me prepare the paperwork. When I went to the gallery, Mark was very happy. Tyler, you made the right decision. I stand behind this car. Financing or cash, Tyler? I'll pay cash, Mark. Perfect. We love our cash customers. Mark prepared all the paperwork. Sales contract was 5 pages. Very detailed. Car specifications, warranty conditions, after-sales services. Everything was clearly stated. Tyler, pay attention. We have a 2-year warranty on this car. Engine, transmission, differential, air conditioning system. All major components are under warranty. If there's any problem, come to us immediately. Title transfer documents, insurance transfer, tax calculation. All procedures were handled professionally. Tyler, lastly, I want to mention this. We care a lot about customer satisfaction. If you have any dissatisfaction in the first 6 months, we'll find a solution. I paid the $42,000 by bank transfer. Mark handed over the keys. Congratulations, Tyler. You're now the owner of this beautiful car. Enjoy using it. I was very happy that day. After 7 years, I had a beautiful, reliable, modern car. I put the documents in my bag and drove home with my new car. The first 2 months were really great. The car was perfect in every way. Commuting to work was very comfortable. I wasn't late anymore. I started exploring around Phoenix on weekends. Sedona, Flagstaff, Grand Canyon. The car was very comfortable on long trips. Fuel consumption was also perfect. 8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city. 6 liters on highway. Compared to my old car, it was very economical. My colleagues at Southwest Electric Company really liked the car. Electrical engineer Jake Miller said, Tyler, you found a great car. I've heard of Redline Heritage too. They say it's a reliable gallery. System analyst Sarah Thompson said, Tyler, you're never late anymore with this car. You made the right investment. In mid-July, Arizona's famous heat began. Summer months in Phoenix are really like hell. 45 to 48 degrees. In this heat, living without air conditioning is impossible. Air conditioning in the car is also vital. The first few weeks, the AC worked normally. Powerful, quiet, fast cooling. There were no problems. At the beginning of August, I started to notice. The AC wasn't cooling as powerfully as before. At first, I didn't pay much attention. I thought maybe because it's too hot. Then the situation got worse. After the AC worked for 10 minutes, cooling would decrease. Later, it would stop completely. I called Redline Heritage. Mark, there's an AC problem with the car. Tyler, don't worry at all. It's a warranted car. In Phoenix heat, ACs sometimes get tired. We'll solve it immediately. Let me give you the address of our trusted repair shop. Mark directed me to Desert Tech Auto Repair. Talk to Carlos Mendez. Tell him you're my customer. 20-year veteran. Very good with air conditioning. Desert Tech Auto Repair was a small but clean repair shop. Owner Carlos Mendez was 45 years old. Hispanic. Looked very experienced. Mr. Anderson, welcome. Mark called me. You have an AC problem. Yes, Carlos. It was perfect for the first 2 months. Started having problems this last week. No problem at all. Normal in this heat. Let's take a look right away. Carlos started checking the car's air conditioning system in detail. He opened the engine hood, examined the compressor, looked at the wiring system, measured gas pressure. For the first 20 minutes, he was doing normal examination. Then Carlos's facial expression changed. He started looking more carefully. After half an hour, Carlos came to me with a very serious expression. Mr. Anderson, we need to talk about something important. What is it, Carlos? Is it a very serious problem? Mr. Anderson, this isn't just an AC problem. There's a much more serious situation. Carlos took me to the car. This car had a serious accident. The front was completely crushed, then restored. I was shocked. What do you mean, Carlos? The car never had an accident. Documents are clean. Mr. Anderson, documents can lie, but the car doesn't. Come, let me show you. Carlos completely opened the engine hood. Look at these screw holes. They're not original. Radiator completely replaced. AC compressor is new, but mounting isn't professional. Then he went under the car. There's chassis deformation. This car had a frontal accident. Very heavy accident. But Carlos, the CarMax report was clean. There was no accident record. Mr. Anderson, CarMax reports can be manipulated. This car definitely had a heavy accident. In fact, not just an accident. There are other problems too. Carlos started doing more detailed examination. He completely lifted the car, examined the understructure. Mr. Anderson, this car didn't just have an accident. It also experienced flooding. There are rust traces in the engine block, corrosion in electrical cables. Flooding? Yes, the car saw floodwater. There are traces inside too. Engine failure will start soon. Carlos's findings were terrifying. The car was both crashed and water damaged. Carlos, how long will this car last? Mr. Anderson, maximum 6 months. Then major failures will start. Engine, transmission, electrical system. Everything will collapse. How can anyone do such fraud? Mr. Anderson, this is organized business. Several galleries in Phoenix do this. They bring damaged cars from Houston, Florida, restore them here and sell them as clean. It seemed impossible, but Carlos was very experienced. I trusted his expertise. I immediately called Redline Heritage but couldn't reach Mark. The secretary kept saying he was visiting customers. Mark is in an important meeting with a client. I'll tell him to call you tomorrow. Mark never called. For 3 days I called constantly. Never got any response. I went to the Redline Heritage office. Secretary Jennifer was saying the same things. Mark isn't available right now. This is very urgent, Jennifer. There's a serious problem with my car. Mr. Anderson, Mark will take care of you as soon as possible. This behavior was very suspicious. A good sales consultant wouldn't avoid his customer like this. I decided to get legal help. I started researching automotive law specialist lawyers in Phoenix. I got references from the Arizona Bar Association. I visited Patricia Williams, 42 years old, 16 years experience, Phoenix's well-known consumer rights lawyer. Her office was downtown, looked very professional. Mr. Anderson, tell me your situation. Patricia listened carefully, took notes. Tyler, this is very serious fraud. Redline Heritage sold you a deformed car. What can we do, Patricia? First, we need to learn the car's real history. I'll do detailed research with the VIN number. Patricia took the car's VIN number and made detailed inquiries. Federal databases, insurance records, accident reports. 2 days later, Patricia revealed horrible truths. Tyler, this car suffered total damage in the flood disaster during Hurricane Harvey in Houston in 2022. What does total damage mean? The car was completely underwater. Insurance company declared total loss, then sold as junk. How did it come to Phoenix? Companies that buy junk cars restore them and sell them in different states. This isn't illegal but must be disclosed to the customer. How did the CarMax report come out clean? VIN number was changed or reports were manipulated. This is federal crime. Patricia also researched Redline Heritage's history. Tyler, I found very interesting things. This gallery has only been established for 18 months. So it's a new business? Yes. But what's really interesting is this. Owner Simon Rodriguez has automotive fraud in his background. What do you mean? Simon Rodriguez committed similar fraud in Texas in 2019. He restored and sold flood-damaged cars. Served 2 years in prison. This information was shocking. I had faced professional fraudsters. Patricia developed lawsuit strategy. Tyler will file both fraud and contract violation lawsuits. We also need to find other victims. At the same time, we hired private detective Eric Thompson. Eric was a former police officer, 22 years experience, specialized in automotive fraud. Tyler, these types of cases are increasing a lot in Phoenix. Flood-damaged cars are brought from Houston, Florida, and restored. Eric started investigating Redline Heritage's activities. He monitored the showroom with hidden cameras, talked to employees, followed other customers. Tyler, this is a very big operation. You're not the only victim. At least 15 people have been defrauded similarly in the last year. Eric's findings were very comprehensive. Redline Heritage was bringing flood-damaged cars from Houston by trucks, restoring them in hidden workshops in Phoenix and selling them as clean. We filed an official complaint petition with the Arizona Department of Motor Vehicles. DMV Inspector Jennifer Garcia took over the case. Mr. Anderson, we're really getting a lot of complaints about Redline Heritage. We had already put this gallery under close surveillance. Are there other victims too? Yes, 12 people applied with similar complaints in the last 6 months. We'll start detailed investigation. DMV investigation officially began. All sales records, financial movements, vehicle supply chain of Redline Heritage were examined. During this process, we also started finding other victims. We created a Redline Heritage Victims group on Facebook. 15 people gathered in a short time. Sarah Martinez, 34-year-old nurse. They also sold me a flood-damaged SUV. I lost $38,000. Engine failure started. Robert Chen, 29-year-old software developer. My car also turned out to be crashed. Chassis completely deformed. Can't use safely. Lisa Johnson, 41-year-old teacher. Engine completely failed after 3 months. Mechanic said there was flood damage. Jennifer Adams, 36-year-old accountant. Electrical system collapsed. $5,000 repair cost came up. Every victim's story was the same. Mark Williams had told the same lies, shown the same fake documents, given the same warranties. Total 15 victims. Total damage $650,000. We decided to file a class action lawsuit. Patricia Williams would represent all victims. Friends, we have a strong case. Redline Heritage committed organized fraud. If we act together, we'll achieve justice. Court process began at Maricopa County Superior Court. The case Anderson et al. Versus Redline Heritage Auto Gallery et al. Started being heard. Judge Robert Davis, 58 years old, 25 years experience. A judge sensitive about consumer rights. Redline Heritage's charges were very serious. Consumer fraud, false advertising, contract violation, document forgery, organized fraud. I testified in the case as the main victim. Your Honor, Redline Heritage sold me a deformed car. I suffered $42,000 damage. Mark Williams deliberately lied. Expert witness Carlos Mendez submitted detailed technical report. These cars suffered serious accident and flood damage. These damages were professionally hidden at the time of sale. DMV Inspector Jennifer Garcia gave official report. Redline Heritage committed systematic fraud. We determined 15 victims, $650,000 damage. Private Detective Eric Thompson submitted his secret recordings. It was proven that Redline Heritage brought damaged cars from Houston and restored them in hidden workshops. Redline Heritage's lawyer Michael Thompson tried to defend. My clients did business in good faith. They didn't know about the damages. But the evidence was very strong. Judge Davis gave his interim decision. Redline Heritage's operations will be suspended. All cars will be subject to expert examination. Phoenix Police Fraud Unit also took action. Simon Rodriguez and Mark Williams were taken into custody. Simon Rodriguez's background was investigated in detail. He had committed similar frauds in Texas, Nevada, California, over 50 victims in 5 years, $2 million damage. Mark Williams was also a complete accomplice. He knowingly presented flood-damaged cars as clean, submitted fake documents. Federal investigation also began. Because cars were being transported interstate, federal laws were being violated. FBI agent David Martinez took over the case. This is an organized crime network. We detected similar activities in 5 states. FBI's investigation lasted 3 months. The crime organization led by Simon Rodriguez was revealed. The crime organization worked like this. They bought flood-damaged cars at junk prices in Houston, restored them in Arizona, and sold them for 10 times more. Federal court process began. The case United States versus Rodriguez Crime Organization was heard at U.S. District Court, Arizona. Federal Judge Sandra Peterson was managing the case. Charges were very serious: establishing organized crime organization, interstate fraud, money laundering, federal document forgery, racketeering. I also testified as a witness in federal court. Your Honor, this organization systematically defrauded thousands of people. Federal prosecutor Lisa Rodriguez presented the crime organization's details to court. They committed fraud worth $12 million with 300 cars in 5 years. Simon Rodriguez looked very different in the courtroom. No longer a reliable gallery owner. Wearing orange prison uniform. A caught criminal. Judge Peterson made her decision. Simon Rodriguez is sentenced to 12 years in prison for federal fraud. Mark Williams also received a 5-year prison sentence. All assets of the organization were being frozen, to be distributed to victims as compensation. At the same time, our case in state court was also concluded. Judge Davis made his decision. Redline Heritage will pay full compensation plus punitive damages to victims. 8 months later, compensation processes were completed. Simon Rodriguez's $3.2 million fortune was distributed to victims. My share was the full compensation of $42,000. Additionally, I received another $15,000 as material and moral compensation. I returned the deformed car and bought a quality car from a reliable gallery. I bought a car from Westside Motors, one of Phoenix's most reputable galleries. Owner Thomas Wilson had been doing honest business for 30 years. Mr. Anderson, you can buy your car completely transparently. Independent expert technician checked the car in detail for 3 hours. Accident record, flood damage, mechanical problems. Everything was clean. This time I verified all documents. Independent inspection, insurance record, maintenance history, previous owner information. Everything was cross-checked. Today, 14 months later, I drive happily with my reliable car. Simon Rodriguez is serving his sentence in federal prison. My colleagues at Southwest Electric Company still listen to this story with amazement. Jake Miller says, "Tyler, you turned out to be a real detective. You stopped this gang." Other victims also received their compensation. Our Facebook group is still active. We warn new victims. Share our experiences. This incident taught me lessons I'll never forget for life. Independent inspection is essential when buying a car. Reliable gallery appearance is never a guarantee. The place where Redline Heritage closed is now empty. Nobody approaches that building. Bad reputation has spread. Carlos Mendez still operates his repair shop. Tyler, you acted bravely. You stopped this gang's activities. Who knows how many more people they would have defrauded. On a sunny Saturday morning in Phoenix, writing these lines with my reliable car, I escaped from Simon Rodriguez's insidious trap. Achieved justice. Most importantly, we united as victims. Became strong. 15 people were helpless individually, but when we acted together, we achieved justice. The message of this story is, automotive fraudsters can look very professional, have big showrooms, reliable documents, but the truth always emerges with real research. You need to defend your rights. Never give up. Unite with other victims.